In the fast-paced world of automotive innovation, a shift is underway, and Ford finds itself at the eye of the storm. Join us today as we uncover the shocking truth behind Ford's tumultuous journey in the electric vehicle (EV) market. From colossal losses to desperate measures, we'll unravel the unraveling of Ford's EV dreams and the industry-wide implications of this unprecedented crisis. The electric vehicle market, once touted as the automotive industry's future, now faces an unexpected slowdown, sending ripples of concern throughout the sector. Despite governmental incentives promoting the adoption of EVs, the reality contradicts initial expectations. The fundamental issue lies in the discrepancy between the appealing vision of EVs and the practicality of meeting the needs of the middle-class consumer. Currently, nearly 92,000 electric vehicles languish unsold on dealership lots, representing an astonishing 342% increase from the previous year's figure of 21,000. This surplus of unsold EVs starkly contrasts the earlier narrative of scarcity and high demand. Dealerships, once struggling to keep up with the demand, now grapple with the burden of excessive inventory, indicating a significant shift in consumer preferences. The challenges compound as the premium price tags attached to these vehicles fail to align with the budgetary constraints of the middle-class demographic. Despite government incentives aimed at making EVs more accessible, the cost factor remains a significant hurdle. The middle-class market, a crucial segment for mass adoption, finds itself estranged from these vehicles due to their unaffordability. Moreover, the drop in EV sales, plunging by over 20% in the first half of the year, showcases a fundamental disconnect between consumer demand and the industry's expectations. The promise of a seamless transition to electric vehicles seems to encounter unforeseen resistance, reflecting a gap in understanding consumer needs and market readiness. This surplus of unsold EVs and the struggle to make them appealing to a broader market segment has prompted General Motors' strategic pivot away from EVs, opting to focus on producing more affordable combustion engine cars. This shift raises profound questions about the viability and sustainability of the EV market, highlighting the pressing need for recalibration to meet the evolving demands of consumers. General Motors' decision to pivot away from electric vehicles isn't an isolated case in the automotive landscape. It mirrors a broader trend among industry leaders, indicating a collective reassessment of their electric vehicle strategies in response to unforeseen market dynamics. Ford, a notable player in the automotive industry, is also re-evaluating its stance on EV production. The company, grappling with decreased consumer spending, has initiated price cuts on several models. The anticipated $4.5 billion loss on EVs for the year signifies the challenges even established automakers face in achieving profitability in the current EV market climate. Astonishingly, Ford is currently incurring a staggering $32,000 loss on every EV sold, showcasing the immense financial strain. Similarly, Tesla, often considered the torchbearer of the EV revolution, hasn't been immune to market challenges, implementing price reductions across its lineup. Tesla is responding to concerns about reduced consumer interest in EVs. Despite being at the forefront of the EV movement, the company is navigating a landscape where maintaining profitability while meeting consumer demand presents significant hurdles. The underlying message from these industry shifts is clear: the anticipated trajectory of electric vehicles, surpassing traditional combustion engine cars, hasn't materialized as swiftly as anticipated. The initial enthusiasm for EVs hasn't translated into sustained market demand, necessitating a recalibration of strategies across the board. As these automotive giants recalibrate their approaches, it underscores the critical need to address challenges hindering widespread EV adoption. While the vision of a fully electrified future remains intact, the journey towards it demands a reevaluation of market dynamics, consumer preferences, pricing structures, and technological advancements to align with a rapidly evolving landscape. The automotive industry's challenges extend beyond demand dynamics and pivot strategies, as several automakers grapple with severe quality issues, amplifying their financial burdens. General Motors, among others, faced a significant setback due to quality concerns, culminating in a staggering $133 million fine for producing vehicles plagued with quality defects. These issues aren't mere oversights. They've snowballed into substantial financial implications, undermining the brand's credibility and financial stability. Ford, while contending with its own financial challenges, highlighted a stark reality: the price consumers are willing to pay has dwindled. This sentiment echoes across the industry, signifying a fundamental shift in consumer behavior and preferences. Ford's anticipated $4.5 billion loss on EVs reflects the harsh reality of trying to balance profitability with consumer demand in the current market landscape. The industry's transition to electric vehicles, once seen as a swift and lucrative shift, is now unfolding at a slower pace than anticipated. During the summer, the average prices for new EVs plummeted nearly 20% year-over-year. In a bid to stimulate sales, purchase incentives surged to almost $44,000, yet failed to stimulate the expected demand, painting a concerning picture for automakers heavily invested in the EV market. This confluence of quality issues, decreased consumer spending, and unmet demand for EVs has led to substantial losses for major automakers, raising critical questions about the feasibility and profitability of electric vehicles. It's a sobering reality check for an industry that had placed considerable bets on the transformative power of EVs, urging a revaluation of strategies to align with consumer expectations, technological advancements, and financial viability. General Motors, a frontrunner in the electric vehicle race, recently surprised industry insiders by veering off its previously stated course. The company's initial ambition to produce 400,000 EVs from 2022 through mid-2024 underwent a significant recalibration, signaling a strategic shift amid unforeseen challenges. This alteration in plans came shortly after CEO Mary Barra emphatically reiterated their production targets in July. However, the unforeseen United Auto Workers strikes significantly impacted GM's trajectory. The strikes, already draining the automaker of a colossal $800 million, incurred an additional staggering $200 million per week. These setbacks compelled GM to reassess its projections and readjust its plans, acknowledging the unanticipated financial strains. However, GM's altered direction doesn't signify an abandonment of its electric vision. CFO Paul Jacobson underscored the company's commitment to reaching the milestone of producing 1 million EVs by the end of 2025. In her Q3 letter to shareholders, CEO Mary Barra outlined the company's strategy, emphasizing a moderation in the acceleration of EV production in North America. This moderation aims to protect pricing, adjust to slower near-term growth in demand, and implement engineering efficiencies to enhance cost-effectiveness and overall profitability. The challenges faced by GM aren't merely a reflection of internal struggles. They mirror a broader industry trend. The recalibration in GM's production targets and strategies underscores the complex interplay between market realities, labor dynamics, and the quest for sustainable profitability within the electric vehicle landscape. Despite these setbacks, GM remains resolute in its commitment to an electric future, albeit with recalibrated timelines and strategies. This shift not only acknowledges the unpredictability of market forces, but also highlights GM's determination to navigate these challenges while staying focused on their long-term goal of an electrified automotive landscape. Amidst a landscape marked by unforeseen challenges and shifting market dynamics, General Motors, GM has embarked on a strategic revaluation of its electric vehicle EV plans. The company, committed to an electrified future, finds itself recalibrating its strategies in response to the evolving automotive landscape. GM's commitment to reaching the ambitious milestone of producing 1 million EVs by the end of 2025 remains unwavering. However, the path toward this goal necessitates significant adjustments in response to market fluctuations and the exigencies of financial sustainability. Join us for more updates on this unfolding story. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments and subscribe for the latest insights in the automotive world.